What is up, everybody? It's CJ Plays here, and I'm back with another Rosewood Park renovation video. The house that we're going to be furnishing today is called the Darcy. There's a lot of rooms in this house. However, I turned this into a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, and I was really inspired by the brick on the outside. It kind of gave me a rustic vibe in a way. So I made this into like a calming or peaceful rustic home, if that makes sense. So I used a lot of the objects and items from the Pets pack. There are some items from the Frontier Find set on the Sims 3 store. There's like a lot of stuff from other packs too, but those were like the main ones, I would say. So we're over here in like the foyer. So this little area is so oddly shaped. As you can see, like the wall that leads into the living room is like really weird. So there wasn't like a whole lot of stuff that I could put in this section. So I just put a bookshelf from the base game, and I ended up pairing it up with a chair from the Pets pack, I believe. I was trying to like go through all the different chairs and bookshelves just to kind of like figure out what to put in here, but I didn't want to make this space inaccessible, so I was like trying to like figure it out. I later went back and I added a plant in the corner, and I put a rug just to kind of fill in some more space. I also put a couple of these paintings up in here as well. That's pretty much it for the foyer. But moving on to the living room, I knew for a fact that I wanted to use that big rustic like stone fireplace. That one comes from the Frontier Find set, and I knew that I also wanted to pair it up with a couple of the couches from the Pets pack because I really like those couches. At first, I never used them until I did my leprosy on Twitch. If you don't know, a leprosy is basically a challenge where you play through every expansion pack in order of release. So when I built that house, I was originally only trying to use stuff from the Pets pack in the base game, so I had to use those couches, and they're like really nice, and I never really realized it till now. I also use the bookshelf from that pack as well, and then I wanted to use a TV, but like a lot of the TVs are kind of big in this game, and this room wasn't super big, so I was like, why don't I just use like one of the little modern TVs from the base game and just have it sit on the floor. I was gonna use like the old one from the mid-century set, but I was like, we can maybe just use like another one, you know? I also used this rug from the store. I forgot what set it comes with, but I've never really used that rug, I don't think, for anything. I feel like the rugs in the Sims 3, especially the ones on the store, are a little bit hard to use because you can recolor them, but you can't really change like the design of them. So for example, like this nice little design, I can't change it. It has to be that. I can recolor the colors, but that's about it. And it's kind of like sometimes hard to use rugs that are store content because you can't fully recolor them like you can like the ones that come with packs. So I don't really ever use the ones from the store content that much, but I like the way that this one looked in this little space. I thought it was so cozy. I also used a plant from the Pets pack. I used a coffee table from the base game. I was trying to find one that was like either craftsman styled or rustic, and I settled on the one from the base game. I think that's more like a craftsman style one, but it kind of filled in the space really nicely. I did go back and recolor it a little bit because that reddish brown was cute, but I kind of wanted something a little bit different. I also used a record player from the University pack, and that's pretty much everything for the living room. Moving on is the kitchen. So y'all know I had to do like my little signature like angled tile. I don't know, I just like doing this in kitchens and bathrooms and stuff sometimes just because it makes the room look more interesting. I also do it to kind of separate the appliances and the cabinets from like the dining space, especially in a room like this that isn't that big. So I use the same wallpaper as the rest of the house. I also put like some nice stone in the middle just to kind of have like a nice backsplash. I also use the Edwardian stove and fridge from the store. I don't really think I've ever really used these all too often. I think I use the fridge more than I've used the stove, and I was like, you know what, why don't we just use it today? I never use it anyway. Same thing with the countertops. Like these are from the base game and they're like kind of modern in a way, but I never used them for anything. I always forget they exist until I look at a custom world or a custom build that someone did, and I'm like, oh, why don't I just start using those? Like, they're really nice. I also used a coffee machine from the base game, and then I wanted to use the Pets table and matching chairs in here. You'll also see that there's like these horns that I'm trying to fiddle around with. I wanted them to like be centered with the table, but I really couldn't do that like I wanted. And then there was also like the windows that I had to move around, so I ended up putting them on this wall over here. It was kind of hard to like fiddle around with it. I had to turn on and off move objects because I wanted to make sure that a sim would be able to maneuver this kitchen without getting stuck. Y'all know how it is when you in the Sims 3 with the routing, so I didn't want to make it inaccessible, so I kept turning on and off move objects like all throughout the video. And now I'm putting the finishing touches into the kitchen. So I put a big rug, I put a trash can. I forgot what set the trash can comes from. I also used another rug by the sink, and then of course I recolored them as well. And then moving on, I could have made this room into a bedroom. Like I said, this house does have like a lot of rooms. There's like 3 stories, but I knew that I wanted to turn this one into an office just to kind of have one. So I recolored the wallpaper ever so slightly to kind of give off a more like peachy browner color or something like that. I also use the desk that comes with the Pets pack and the matching chair to go with it. I also used a plant, and then I went back, you may not see it all on the video, but I did go back and replaced all the original light bulbs with lights from either the Pets pack or the Ambitions pack, just because, you know, like they looked better in my opinion. I like the ones that come with the build. I think they like give off a good amount of light, but I kind of wanted this to look kind of cool. So I was like, why don't we just like replace these with the ones from the Pets pack? Like that big circular light from Pets is like one of my favorite ones in The Sims 3. I just love it. So I knew I had to use it a lot in here. But I also ended up putting a big bookshelf from the base game in here as well. And then I also moved the plant to be right beside the bookshelf. And then I put like a big circular rug from the base game. And then I used like one of the rustic chairs from the base game. It's like the one that has the cow print on it. I ended up using that in here as well. And I had to use the duck lamp from University. I thought it was like so cute. I think I also use it upstairs in the attic. I also used that big painting from the Pets pack. It uses some of the pictures from Sims Medieval. I think that was like the one with like the chinchillas on it. And I was like, oh, that will look really cool in here, especially like with the nice rug being recolored. So yeah, I think the office is really cozy. And then moving on, this is the first bathroom. So for down here, I used some of the Pets counters, and I also used a couple base game sinks. I put a mirror from the Seasons pack in here, and then I just recolored the wall to kind of match with the kitchen. So we have the stone backsplash, and then we also have the same like stone or like stone tile down below. I recolored some of the counters in here and as well as the shower, but that's pretty much it for the bathroom. I think it looks kind of cool too. So moving on upstairs, this is where all the bedrooms are going to be. So the first bedroom that I furnished was the nursery. I did, however, go back and recolor all the bedrooms just to kind of make them look a little bit different. But the first room that we're going to be furnishing is the nursery. So I kind of want this one to be kind of Western themed. This room is kind of where I got the inspiration for the other rooms, if that makes sense. So for this one, I wanted to have like a stone like backsplash or like accent wall. I kind of like struggled with how I wanted it to look. I knew that I wanted the wallpaper to be in orange, but I was like, how do I like make the angled piece stand out? So I was like, we can put some stone. And then I also used like the rocking chair from Supernatural, but I went back and I used the one from the movie stuff pack, because if you don't know, the movie stuff pack has like a lot of cool Western items, especially like artwork and stuff, and it also has like a Western rocking chair, so I replaced this one with that one. I also used the, I think it's like a cowboy poster. I think it's from University, I want to say, or Into the Future. I ended up using that in here as well, and of course I also used the changing table, and I put like a nice little Western design on it. Same thing with like the mat and the crib, and I also got another circular rug to kind of put that down here as well. And then I wanted to put up this little wanted poster in here, but I was like, maybe that's a little bit too much for like a baby's room, so I didn't use it in this build, but it would have been like a really nice touch, at least in like the other bedrooms or something. But I opted out for like that big like horse painting, and then of course I put the rug from the base game. I think I put like a cow design on it, yeah, and I just recolored it a little bit, and then I used like one of these craftsman style lamps to kind of go in here as well. But that's pretty much it for the nursery. And moving on, this is the like main bedroom, or like the primary bedroom. This is where like the parents would sleep if this was a family home, you know. So for this bedroom, I used the contemporary bed from the Sims 3 store. I paired it up with some of the Pets nightstands, and then I wanted to use like those lights from the Pets pack, but I was like, they don't really look that good in here. I did, however, use this little corner section to put a mirror from the Pets pack, and then I also put like some art from Pets as well. I ended up putting like this really big armoire. I forgot what set it comes with. It's from the Sims 3 store, and I thought it looked so cool in here, and it kind of filled in a good amount of space as well. I used some of those wheels in here as well, just to kind of like put some more art on the wall, and then I ended up recoloring everything, obviously. And then that's pretty much it for the bedroom. The only other thing I did was I put a couple of these little plants around from the base game. I don't really use those all too often, but they're kind of cute. And then I also put up a couple of these chairs. I think these are like the rustic chairs from the base game, so I put like 2 of those in here as well. I need to play test it to make sure that a sim can maneuver this bedroom, because I don't want to over clutter it too much, but I feel like a sim should be able to maneuver this in the Sims 3. But moving on over here, this is the kids bedroom. So I wanted to at first put a couple of bunk beds in here, but I was like, putting 4 bunk beds might be doing too much. So what I ended up doing was I just put 2 single beds. I put the dresser from the Pets pack, and then I ended up recoloring the wallpaper a little bit. It's like a darker yellow now, but it becomes like a more lighter yellow. And I ended up putting like the giraffe from the Pets pack, some more of those wagon wheels on the wall as well. And then I ended up putting a love seat from the base game, and I recolored it to kind of be more Western. I also used the rug from Into the Future, and I recolored it as well. And I ended up using like this nice Western sign from the movie pack, and I don't think I've ever used it for anything. So I was like, it could definitely go in like this kid's room. And I also used the toy box from the Supernatural pack, the dollhouse from the base game, and then the activity table. I forgot what set it comes with, but it's on the Sims 3 store. I also used another one of those craftsman styled lamps in here as well. And that's pretty much it for this bedroom. And then moving on, this is the second bathroom the house. So this one is kind of similar to the first one. It uses the same floor and wallpaper, the same cabinets in here as well. The only difference is that I ended up putting the tub from the Pets Pack as opposed to the shower from the Pets Pack. And then I also ended up putting like a soap dish above the tub, and then I also put like another little plant and a rug down below. But that's pretty much it for this bathroom as well. And then moving upstairs to the attic, I didn't really know what to do with this room at first, so I was like, why don't I just kind of make this into like a more generic bedroom? So I kind of just put the bed from the Pets Pack, a bunch of objects honestly from the Pets Pack in general. So I used the mirror, I ended up putting like the dresser, the nightstand, the snake skin art piece, and then I ended up putting like the couch from the Pets Pack, and then I ended up using a rug from the base game. I recolored everything to kind of be like a more like neutral toned green. I put a record player in here, and that's pretty much it for this entire build. So if you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below, follow me over on Twitch where I stream a lot more of The Sims. If you want to download this build, I'm going to leave this one linked down below as well. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this one, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye! Thanks for watching!